if you don't want to use this, even using the lunar wall attacks also help, because it knocks them down where you can just use that Fiend Seal move, and it'll only take 2 Fiend Seals to kill him after a wall attack. Or you can do any other move you want. And once they're down, they're vulnerable. Okay, now we come to our precious save point, the only one in the chapter. And from now on, you know, there's the bats below the trapdoor are great for farming, for blue essence. It's much better than the crow method because, you know, there's a lot more bats, and, you know, even if you're almost at full health, they'll still occasionally drop blues. So, you know, you don't have to worry about that being at like 10% health or something. And don't open that chest over here. The other chest back there had a potion, so that was good. But this one just has bats, and it's a trap, so don't do it. What I'm doing here is I'm breaking the lamps, and I'm gonna drag that essence over to the next fight. You can just use the chuck wall spam, but, you know, this is, I think, a lot more efficient. Just make sure to hold block so you don't absorb the essence from the torches, otherwise, you know, it will be useless to you. That chest, I think every chest here, except for that bat chest, is useful. They all give you potions, or that Lives of 1,000 Gods. Except for that one chest, everything else is useful. And of course, you need the Fang of the Samurai, otherwise you can't progress. For the next fight, you can drag Essence over from the fight where I'm here right now. But, you know, I really don't like the dragging Essence from that fight, because I find that I'm more at risk of dying than getting actual Essence out of it. And so most of the time when I do get the Essence I want, it disappears before I get to this fight. So here what I like to do is Wind Path, On Landing Y, and then Fiend Seal. The On Landing Y is great because it will knock them down, and that's where you can go and Fiend Seal them. Just like that. Shouldn't be too bad, and even if you do take damage, you got the bats to replenish your health. I'm just saving here. Can never save enough. Now the next fight, you can also drag Essence from the fight before the save room, but again, I really don't want to do that. It's actually a little hard for me. Especially when I can just spam this wall attack. I like to come into the corners. I think sometimes they all like to congregate there, and I can get a lot of them at once. Make sure the lamp up there has you can break for some essence too if you want to. If you lost some essence from your enemies. Here I didn't actually break the lamp because I wanted to experiment whether I could drag it into the Mirai fight, and it turns out you can't drag it in. So take note that you should probably break the lamp so that you can make use of it. There, nice and clean. So the chapter's not that bad, actually, if you just you know, just use those few moves. Now for the boss fight is actually still tough in my opinion. I died even while I was recording this. I died a couple times, but and a lot can still go wrong. Right now there are two main ways I like to start the fight off. You know, you can use the chuck wall attacks, you know, the one I've been spamming all chapter long. And that will actually, you know, the first hit won't hit him, but you know, the flingy the one where he does a 360 fling with his with the weapon, that will hit him. And it doesn't do much damage, but it's very, very safe. And it'll always hit him. The second hit will always hit him. The thing is, again, I'm gonna just show it right now, but I'm gonna switch to the lunar because, you know, it just takes so much time and I'm an impatient person. See, that's about how much damage it does now. Okay, see that UT move he does where he just like starts yelling and just starts charging forward? He's very vulnerable at that time. I use it. If you do a wall attack, it'll hit him. It'll always hit him if he's doing that. Like that, see? If you don't want, if you're not near a wall, you can just, if you can just roll out of it or furious wind out of it. Don't jump like I just did, otherwise you'll get hit. Now I'm just spamming lunar wall attacks here just to get rid of the minions. Occasionally it'll hit Murai, so you know it's a nice bonus. Again, I wouldn't use the dragon sword because it has little range and it probably won't do you much good. Now here, when you have essence, the best thing to do is, he's always vulnerable when he rolls forward. So try and position yourself so that as soon as he's done with his roll, you're right next to him and you can do a forward Y, on landing Y. Make sure you do it fast, otherwise he'll grab you and that'll suck. If you have essence, you'll do an ET instead of just a regular on-landing Y, and that'll do a ton of damage. That's probably why the only reason... Oh, whoops. The reason I'm showing why I just died, and why I didn't edit this out, is to show that, you know, even whatever tips I'm giving you, they're not foolproof. If you're just careless like I was, and if you get grabbed, things can go bad. And what I did do wrong is, I think probably just jumping straight into his like UT type move. When I'm not, you know, the grabs I'm not sure how to dodge still. You know, it's hard to tell when they'll grab you. It's hard to avoid that, especially when you're trying to juggle between paying attention to what Murai is doing and what the other ninjas are doing. Okay, that as you can see, wall attacks are not completely foolproof, but they're still pretty good. Okay, now you know, ET, that forward Y on landing Y thing I was talking about, but you might be thinking that a UT with the dragon sword would be even better, but the truth is that it's not. He'll block the UT, but the ET he won't. Now, if you do a forward Y and it doesn't hit him or he blocks it, make sure you do a Y afterwards so that you'll do a downward stab. If you do a downward stab, he'll block it, but he won't counter with like an attack, so, and then you can just roll out the way. Okay, here things are getting messy. I'm juggling between the camera and the ninjas who just don't seem to want to die. Okay, now I want to try it again. Before I absorbed the essence, but now this one... Oh, now that was pretty lucky, but, you know, the camera just adjusted on me and I missed my forward Y, so that's why I didn't hit him. Here, as you can see, when he's doing the UT, you can just do a wall attack, it will always hit him. Here I make a mistake of doing a wall attack when there was obviously a shuriken stuck in the wall. Now, that was a mistake, but